I found out that my 24-year-old boyfriend is breastfed by his mother and grandmother.
Hey everybody, I'm Vaughn.
I'm Sean.
And welcome to That Just Happened. And today we're going to be going over the most unhinged Reddit stories.
And today we are at Noob Cafe under the Namsan Tower.
All right, so Sean, do you like Reddit stories?
I do. I like those crazy ones, you know?
All right, are you ready? I just found out that my boyfriend is related to me.
Oh, wait, what? Sorry. Could you repeat that, please?
So I just found out that my boyfriend is related to me.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, well, you don't even know what,
Okay,
it might be,
right.
We'll see, okay.
Okay, please continue.
All right, so I have an older half-sister, Vanessa, 39, female. My mother, 54, female, had Vanessa when she was only 15. Vanessa's father wanted nothing to do with her. He even beat my mother to try to induce a miscarriage. Damn.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right, my mother was kicked from her parents' house and they took Vanessa. My mother was homeless and she was able to still finish high school. She went to college and met my father. They got married and had me right after they graduated college. My mother sued her parents for custody and she was able to get Vanessa back, who had problems because our grandparents were abusive towards Vanessa.
Jesus Christ.
This woman is not living a good
terrible.
life. Vanessa ran away at 15 and we never heard from her since. Well, I continued with my life. I got a corporate job, which I focused on more than my love life. I've only been in 2 relationships. My baby daddy, who left me when he found out I was pregnant. He went to prison and was killed there.
What?
Yeah, right?
This person's life, man.
And I had a girlfriend who ended it ever since she went to prison. She was actually going to adopt my son, 7 months old, but then 2 days before I gave birth, she was arrested. Ever since, I've only been focused on my job and son. Well, 3 years ago, I was transferred across the country due to my job, so me and my son moved from my relatives, and to be honest, I love it better where I'm at now. A few days after settling there, I met my boyfriend Miguel, 23 years old, who was 20 at the time. He was an intern as a part-time job during college. Our relationship started as a fling, but then it got serious. I ended up pregnant and had my second son, 2 months old, and now I'm currently pregnant again, 7 months. She is busy. My oldest son recognizes Miguel as his father. The thing about Miguel is that he was adopted and knew his whole life we're Hispanic and his parents are white. He also was definitely mixed with something. He was told that his birth mother was Hispanic, so his father was most likely another race. Last year, Miguel did an ancestry DNA test, which he found out he was half Hispanic and half Chinese. After the DNA test, he was interested in finding his birth parents. He had the contact information at 18, but was not interested at the time. Well, he was able to get his birth mother's name, Vanessa Garcia.
Bro, there's no...
Yeah, right? I joked,
Really?
Yeah. Listen, I joked that my half-sister had the same name, but we looked at the medical report, which gave the information about Vanessa, and it showed that Vanessa was a minor, age 16, who signed away her rights and left no contact info. I'm sorry, are you thinking the same thing?
Yeah, that's crazy. This is a true story, right?
This is a true story.
I want to make sure that the people out there know, like, this is a true story.
This is true, yeah.
Jesus.
No father was listed. I did an ancestry DNA test which confirmed that the 2 Vanessas were the same, meaning Miguel is my nephew.
Oh!
She even said, I feel nauseous typing this.
Oh my goodness.
Could you
Poor
imagine?
woman, man. Could you, like, everything that happened
from the
very beginning,
abuse and everything.
she finally finds this guy and then he turns out to be
her nephew.
That's crazy.
There's more though. She said, I don't know what to do. The only people who know are me, Miguel, and the doctor. I went to the doctor after because me and Miguel have a son together and a daughter on the way. He also just adopted my son. So like right now, right from that, like there can be so many problems that happen with the baby.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, well, just keep reading, just keep reading it.
There's only a little bit left. My doctor told me that my relationship with Miguel was likely a result of genetic sexual attraction, which occurs when you're separated from your family member who you likely never met or never remember meeting, or even just being separated for many years. Tests were run on our son and daughter inside me, and there's nothing wrong with them. Oh, okay, so that's good.
I mean, even in the back in the day, you know, like they would purposely try to, like, not get married outside of their family.
Yeah, like even the royal
Egypt,
family,
like the Cleopatra days. You know.
So even though we found out that we are aunt and nephew, we are still in love. Miguel is...
Wait, so they're still together?
Yeah. I mean, they have like kids and stuff together now, so like...
Love is beautiful, man.
You can't...
You know?
I guess you can't separate the family.
Wait, what if that happened to you though?
Miguel is currently staying at a hotel, but to be honest, I really want him back after we talked and we felt the same way. I don't know what to do. I'm just so confused.
Okay. okay. That's crazy. But let's just hypothetically.
Okay.
Let's just say.
All right. Let's
say that you were in a relationship and you found out that you guys were related.
I mean, you go first. What would you do?
Why don't you want to answer it?
You go first. I don't know.
I asked you first. Please.
I feel like it would be really tough, like especially if you're already in love. But I don't know if I personally could keep going. Now that I know, like if you just imagine like Thanksgiving and everybody comes and then you guys are just showing up together. Like I don't know. What about you?
I'm not answering it.
What do you mean you're not gonna?
No. Okay. So
wait.
Can you explain it to me so I can like?
Okay.
I can imagine it in my head.
You meet this girl.
Okay.
You guys get on. Y'all fall in love. You adopt her.
Like?
I mean, same story. You adopt her kid.
How does
you
she
guys,
look like?
Huh?
How does she look like?
She's gorgeous. I mean, if you're dating her, I assume she's gorgeous, beautiful.
Okay.
She matches you.
Okay.
You love her. You're in love.
Okay.
And you even adopt her kid, and now you guys have like a kid and a baby on the way. You're a dad. You've always wanted to be a dad. But then you find out she's you find out that she's your aunt.
I shoot myself in the face.
You shoot yourself in the. I mean, but your kids have no problems, and.
Dude, that's so hard, you know. But then I guess if I'm in her shoe, at that point, what are you gonna do? You know, you guys have kids together.
That's what makes it complicated. I feel like if they were just dating, it's easy to be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do this, but they already have kids.
Yeah, honestly, like if I was in her position, like all jokes aside, I think if I was in her position or the guy's position, I think as much as it's weird in today's world, you know, I would probably. It's best to raise kids in a two-parent household, you know. And I would do it not only because, like they mentioned it, they still love each other, right? So not only for the love, but I think for the kids, I think it's important that they stick together as a team, even though, sure, they might be distant cousins, but I think it's important to stick as a team and try to raise the kids properly. You know?
I agree. All right, so I have a question for you. So only her, Miguel, and the doctor know. So one, would you tell anybody else? And two, would you ever tell your kids? Because they're gonna want to know where their family comes from, and you know, or what if they do a DNA test in the future and find out like, oh, my parents are.
I think some things are better kept a secret. You know, some things.
Well, it's one of those family secrets.
If it's destiny, maybe they might find it out themselves.
Okay.
But I don't think there's any reason to tell your kids that, you know. There are secrets that your kids have. You have with your parents.
Of course,
you can't tell with your parents.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know. I think a parent can also have like, you know, I don't know. Maybe once they're older, maybe you can open up at that point. But like they're 8 years old and I was like, hey, you know what? You're 8. Okay, I'm your dad.
Yeah.
You know what? You know your dad? We're fucking related. Did you know that? Like it would be like traumatizing. But maybe once they're older, you know, I think that's when you can kind of tell.
But like, what does the kid even call? Like, you're like, oh, here's your lunch for school. Thanks, Uncle Daddy. Like, what is he supposed to say to you? Like,
Uncle.
I'm gonna go in here and read off some of the comments that people were saying. So someone said, if this were me, I would just take it to the grave. Don't tell anyone. You already have 2 kids with him.
Yeah.
Y'all both want the same thing. Kind of agreeing with what you said. Yeah. Someone said that like after this, her and Miguel should not consider having any more kids together, like just because of like risk of genetic disorders and stuff, which is true. Let's see. A lot of people seem to be like decently okay with it as long as you just keep it a secret.
Because they came too far. They already have like kids together.
Yeah, most people seem to be worried about just like diseases and genetic disorders.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about the kids, right? They're the priority.
But I have a story that's really similar to this.
No way. Yeah. Vaughn, please don't tell me that.
It's not me. It's not me.
Not you.
Not me. Yeah. So back when I was in high school, I had a girlfriend at the time. I was like a junior in high school. And she had a brother who was gay. Well, he's still gay, but like she had a brother that was gay.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. And he started dating this guy, and they were dating for like 8 months or something like that. And you know, like we would go on double dates. Like, of course, they were having sex, hooking up, doing everything that couples do. And one time they had to go off for some like family reunion or something. So I didn't see, you know, my girlfriend and her brother for like the weekend.
Right.
And when they came back, I found out that the 2 boys broke up. And I was like, oh, what happened?
Okay.
Turns out that when they got to the family reunion, the boy was also there.
No.
And they found out they were cousins.
No
and they,
fucking way.
Yeah, and they just been like fucking and doing everything. Like
No.
So yeah, but you know what was crazy? Even after that, they also still tried to work it out and like date. So they didn't break up just because they were cousins.
Wait, okay, so you're in high school, you're a junior in high
I
school.
was a junior in high school.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you had a girlfriend that you would double date.
Yeah.
And then they came to the same family reunion?
Yeah.
Jesus. Bro.
So they turned out that they were cousins. And like I said, once we got back to school, they got back together. It just didn't work out, but maybe it's a little different because they're both guys. Like they can't procreate. I don't know if that makes it any better.
Well,
like,
they don't have to worry about genetic stuff.
True, but like still like you're
You know what I mean?
still your
You don't have to
cousin
worry
at the
about
end
that.
of the day. I don't know.
I think it's a little bit better, to be honest.
I guess. I don't know what's the lesser evil in this situation.
I don't know, but I mean, well, the moral of the story of this Reddit post is that, you know, I think the people in the comments agree as well. I think just focusing on trying to keep the family strong and raising the kids is a priority,
yeah.
I think. All right, so the next Reddit post that I found is, my Korean boyfriend is having great difficulty dealing with my sexual past, making me delete all traces of past. I never done anything like this before, but I'm truly at loss. I am a Korean American, 27-year-old in a PhD program in the Midwest. My boyfriend is a Korean 30-year-old in a PhD program in California. We have been dating for about 5 months, the last 2 months of which have been long distance. The issues we are having have very little to do with distance. However, I grew up in a very conservative Korean home in California. I was not allowed to date until I was in college, and even then faced a lot of conflict with my parents. Wasn't allowed to wear makeup, go out with friends, go to school dances in high school, you name it.
What did she do?
It's just, you know, Korean household.
Okay.
And especially she's 27, so I'm sure at that age, you know, that era, they were very strict with that. I went to college and began drinking, partying, dating, the normal stuff of college years. After I left college, I went to South Korea for a few years to work and take a break. I partied a lot here as well, dated several people, had one long-term boyfriend, and then came back to begin graduate school in California. As I was getting my master's degree, I was now entering my mid-20s and wanted to meet someone to settle down with.
As one does.
I began actively dating, and I really mean actively.
She was out here.
I dated multiple people at the same time, went on dates, slept with several of them, was having the time of my life getting to know people and figuring out what it was I wanted in a relationship. I was very open with each partner that I was dating others, and they had no problem with it since we were only getting to know each other.
Yeah.
None of them lasted past 4 or 5 dates. Most ended with 2 or so. I met my current boyfriend during this dating spree. There was overlap between several of the guys I was seeing and me meeting my boyfriend. I fell for my boyfriend very quickly, and within a month or so, he had asked me out and we were officially dating. I cut off all contact with anyone I had been dating, told them I was with someone, and that was that. I was completely into my boyfriend and so incredibly happy. On one of our first dates, I told my boyfriend that I had dated quite a bit. This was apparently the worst mistake I've ever made. For me, honesty was the key, and this type of information does not bother me personally. I thought it was fun topic for conversation. I quickly found out he was greatly bothered by it. He disapproved of the fact that I had slept with multiple people in the same time frame. And when I said he was no virgin and had slept around a lot himself, he said it was different because it was multiple people at the same time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he says it's different because
she was with multiple people at the same time?
I slept with multiple girls, but it wasn't at the same time, but you did it at the same time.
She was doing it at the same time.
Yeah, so that's
that
what
she was
fucked
with
with
him. Okay.
When he would ask me if it had overlapped with me beginning to date him, I lied and said no because I knew he could not handle the truth. Even though it had all been prior to us becoming exclusive, I knew how much this was going to hurt him and didn't think it was in his best interest to know. Again, it was not that I was trying to hide something embarrassing because, as mentioned, I was very open on our first date. A lie is a lie, but I felt that I needed to protect him from this information that would just destroy him. Well, he caught on to the fact that I had lied. One day when I had gotten extremely intoxicated the night before, was thrown up all day, and the next day, he went into my phone while I was sleeping.
I don't know. That's like a big no-no for me.
That's
but,
true.
Yeah.
While I was sleeping, read all of my text messages, looked at all my photos, read all my Facebook messages. There were some extremely sexually explicit things in my phone. Jesus. And I was horrified and humiliated that he had seen them. He was furious that I had lied about the overlap on that I still had this stuff on my phone. Why the fuck would you have that on your phone still, though?
Okay, I feel like I wrote this, but go ahead.
He was furious that I had lied about the overlap and that I still had this stuff on my phone. While I was very sorry, I had this stuff remaining on my phone, and that he as my boyfriend, and my boyfriend has seen it. It was not something I had even thought about after being with him. It was stuff from my past that was simply and unfortunately left on there. I felt that he had completely violated me, while his explanation was, yeah, I looked through your stuff, but I found bad stuff, so you are more wrong.
He went looking though, like, don't sleep if you don't want to find anything you don't want to see.
I caught him looking at my phone another time after he had agreed not to do it again. In addition, he told me that if we were going to be together, he wanted me to delete all my pictures on my Facebook of my ex. I had met my ex in Korea when I had been through one of the most changing times of my life. And I told my boyfriend I didn't want to delete them because they were memories for me. Not because I was in love with my ex in any way, but just simply as a record of things I did in one of the best periods of time in my life. It was not that I wanted to keep the memory of my boyfriend so much as it was the memory of my time spent living abroad, of which my boyfriend happened to be a part. Our compromise was that I would private all the photos so they were not visible, and I didn't take too much issue with this, as I felt that out of respect for my boyfriend, this was completely warranted. Then my boyfriend also said that he wanted to write out all the dates and I went on and names of the guys I've been with in the past. Now he's taking it to the extreme,
she might not even remember.
I found this to be extremely controlling, and along with a variety of other emotional abuse factors, constantly threatening to break up, calling me childish and stupid, and always saying he was right and I was wrong and didn't know anything, etc. I actually broke up with him. On one occasion, drunk, he'd even pushed me, taking my dog, etc. Now he's okay. Now
he's this dude.
He's fucking up now. There was a lot of craziness. He had also said a lot of passive aggressive things to me about my past. When we would go to dinner or a movie, he'd say, "Oh, who did you come here with?"
What do you mean? Like if she just showed up?
Like he's being
he's
passive
like
aggressive.
yeah.
So who'd you come here with? Or he'd say really nasty things like, "Oh well, you have more experience than me. I wouldn't know," etc.
Yeah.
It was constant, and I grew tired of it. He was very apologetic when I broke up with him. I was absolutely sobbing in tears, and he said that he would seek therapy, etc. What a punk, huh? And we ended up staying together. Fast forward a few months later. We ended up staying together. Fast forward to a few months later, I see the same long-standing issues returning. Our most recent encounter involved Facebook once again. Fucking Facebook.
It seems to be the root right here.
I was showing him something on my Facebook, and he noticed that I'd recently searched for my ex in the search bar. She probably.
Why is she doing that? Why is she doing that?
Note that he still keeps contacts with his ex a few times a year. Okay, so he does too. This took him back to his prior request a few months back about deleting all my pictures of my ex. This is now our current fight. He said that he cannot be with me if I do not delete the pictures because I should care enough about him and try to help him recover from my past.
He's got such this like victim mentality right now.
I feel that this is extremely controlling, and when I say that, he says I'm being selfish and thinking only of myself.
God,
I love him to pieces and have never ever done anything in our relationship to indicate even a remote sense of doubt. In fact, he admits that he does not have trust issues with me. He swears that by erasing all traces of my past, he will be able to get over it, which I find totally unrealistic. The extent to which it has gotten, when he has sex with me, he thinks about the other guys having sex with me. Jesus. He constantly has images of my past, of things he saw on my phone. It is hard for me to believe that this will really end here. These are things I can think of in my boyfriend's defense. Well, he's Korean, not Korean American, Korean.
Korean.
He came here when he was 17, and we actually primarily speak Korean with one another in our relationship.
Okay.
Culturally, I do think it is more acceptable to ask for this kind of stuff, deleting the past, managing social media, looking at phones, etc., from your partner as a way of showing love and commitment in Korean culture. However, it is hard for me to see it in this way, as my thoughts immediately just go to control and feeling really uncomfortable about all of it. Also, he has been cheated on twice in the past, and has said to me that his wiping of my past will have some kind of symbolic meaning for him. While I empathize with him on his pain from the past and am willing to show him how committed I am in any possible to make him feel more secure, I feel that I am having to do this at the expense of my own dignity.
Yeah, he's just thinking of himself. This whole, the whole fight, the whole argument.
This is a guy I have talked about marriage with consistently. We love each other dearly and are extremely affectionate and see each other in our futures. This is a heartbreaking ordeal. I am in a complete loss about what to do.
Okay.
So, okay.
Do you?
All right, so like just to start it off, in your opinion, who do you think is in the wrong more?
I think he's in the wrong. Well, I don't want to say 100%. Okay. I think that he's in the wrong because he is very controlling and like manipulating her and stuff. And I think one of the biggest issues that I have with the whole delete your past and everything, one, everybody has a past. You can't really hold that against someone too much. And I don't think she was purposely doing anything to like throw it in his face, especially when she did tell him like, oh, you know, I have been with people and stuff. But imagine like you have this whole life and you have these dating experiences, especially abroad, and then someone's like, delete all of that, like erase it, it never happened. And then you and that person break up. Now you have no memories of anything that was important to you at one point. But I like when he was like, oh, maybe you should private them. I think that's respectful. That way they're there, you don't have to see them, you don't have to look at them.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason that you might need these photos and these memories, they're privated. But you know, if it makes your partner more comfortable. But I think he was doing the most with all this. What do you what's your thoughts on this?
The girl and the guy. I can understand the girl, and I can understand the guy. There's always two sides of the story. Now we only heard from her story. We didn't hear the guy's story. So we're just speaking in her perspective only, without hearing the guy's side. In any situation, there's always two sides of the story. Right? But just in this story alone, what the guy should have done in this scenario, in my opinion, was to just leave.
So he should have just
the moment the first date, and she was open about it and said, "Oh, I'm dating I dated a bunch of fucking dudes." He should have been like, "Oh, I'm out."
I think she should have left. I think she should have left him. Yeah.
Well, he should have, as a man, he should have done that. That's just
really.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be clear with what you want and with your intentions. If he doesn't like a girl that had a promiscuous past, which is not a bad thing, you know, if she had that, then and he doesn't like that, he should have read that and be like, okay, let's just enjoy, let's just have fun and not take it seriously. That was his job. However, I think being Korean myself and living here all my life, yeah, keeping contact with your ex and the photos is, to me, it's fucking stupid.
But he's kept in contact with his
ex. So like, you know, I think that's just ridiculous. Yeah, so like guys are just, you know, we care about that shit, you know.
But I feel like that makes him really insecure if he's gonna be like.
I don't think, sure, you can. I think you can put it as insecurity, but we're all insecure. You know, I think both women and men, anybody have insecurities. But I'll give you an analogy. Okay. Like we walk in. Okay, let's say that I'm with my girlfriend, right? And then we walk in a club, and every single guy there is the people that she slept with. Okay. That's when the moment we walk in the club, guys are gonna think, "Fuck." You know why? Because he would look around, and we know what the fuck they're thinking. They're thinking, "Yeah, I fucked her first, bro." We know what the fuck they're thinking. However, if I walk in with my girlfriend, right? And there's a room full of women that I've slept with, she's gonna think, "It's okay, I'm with him, I win."
Are you sure? Like, what makes you think that though? Because there's girls that think like that too, that are just like, but more, they don't want like some dude that's a slut.
It's more different. It's different, man. Like it's just different. I can't explain it, but it's just different. We're biologically built different, to where guys care more about a woman's past, and a woman is more interested in the guy's future.
So you don't think that this guy should have like went and got like outside help somewhere else? Instead of like taking it out on his girlfriend and being like, you need to do this and
I'm not justifying his actions at all. I think what he was doing was pure insecurity.
So what do you think she should do at the end of this? Because I feel like even if she does decide, okay, like I'm gonna be with you, I'm gonna delete everything, he's gonna find something else to like bitch about and keep trying to, like it's not gonna be good enough. He just seems like that kind of guy.
Actually, there's an update. Okay. I'll read you the update, what happened. She says, "We are broken up at this point, although he is trying to make contact again already. I am very thankful for most of the posts below and reading each of every one of them, and anytime I begin to waver. I am a smart woman and a PhD in psychology, no less." Oof. "And reading my posts above and realizing how much I've been through and how many excuses I have made thus far has been mind-boggling."
That's what I said. She should have been done with him a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I mean,
being in the same situation,
he should have backed off the moment he found out she had a promiscuous past.
I feel like you're more on his side. I'm definitely more on her side.
Well, I think so. I'm Korean. Like, you can't help it. I'm fucking Korean, man.
I was gonna say, do you think it's like more Korean?
I have kimchi juice flowing through my veins. You know what I mean? I can't help it. And you're American.
I'm American.
We grew up differently. We have different dating cultures. I totally respect your opinion.
I think I'm just more open-minded in general when it comes to like certain things. Just because I'm like, oh, like people have different.
No, I don't want to like. This is not me trying to belittle women with promiscuous past. We all have a past. It's it's not illegal to do that. Yeah. Shit, why not?
So for you, because you're Korean, do you think body count matters?
I think so to a degree. Yeah, I think so. Because it depends on the age too, right?
What do you mean?
Let's say you meet a 21-year-old guy.
Okay.
He slept up with 200 guys.
Okay.
It's kind of like, oh, it's kind of.
That's a huge number. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess like age stuff matters. I think the more older you are, women tend to be more, have more of a higher body count, right?
So yeah. Okay. So for you, like, what would be like too high? You think of body count?
Too high of a body count?
For you. So where you'd be
5,
like
no?
Over 5?
Yeah.
Sheesh. People just be thinking women don't do nothing. I don't know.
No, that's just my.
I don't even think it's like a Korean thing. I think a lot of guys like think like that in general too.
So, okay, do you care about body count?
Not really. I mean, yeah, not really.
Respectfully, I would not marry a woman that has like a crazy promiscuous past. And then, some people would, I know in the comments, people go, oh my gosh, Sean, insecure. But yeah, call me insecure, I don't care. But that's my preference, and that's it.
I feel like I would hate if somebody asked me my body count, though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'd be like, why? Why?
No,
like,
I think it's like, you can have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Like, once you guys have dated for a little bit, you can have a conversation about it. But
here's the other thing too, just because I'm friends with a lot of women, I mean a lot of men too, but I know for a fact people do lie about their body count.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. They should be like, oh, only 3 people?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, but then you're just going to be like, oh, okay.
Know.
Yeah.
You'll never know.
Yeah.
But then you can tell.
Not always.
You can tell.
I know some saints that ain't really that holy. Yeah. Men are going to do whatever they want. I think women should be able to do whatever they want to.
Yeah, I'll be the villain.
But
I'll be the villain, man. I think it matters. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I know a lot of men do care, but I think like women should be able to be just as free. Like, I think body count shouldn't matter.
But then there's consequences to that.
All right, so I have another story for you. And now that we're kind of talking about we're talking about like body counts and stuff. My husband got a paternity test on our daughter and it came back negative, but I never cheated.
Whoa. Wait. Could you read that again?
So my husband got a paternity test on our daughter. It came back negative, but I never cheated.
She definitely cheated.
I mean, she said she didn't cheat, so...
Wait,
like, what do you
it's not possible.
Oh, this is like
definitely
Virgin Mary, maybe? I don't know.
Anyway, Jesus gave her.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be a miracle baby, somehow. I have no idea. I don't know what happened, and I haven't been able to stop crying all day. I never cheated. I love my husband. We've been together since college, and he's the love of my life. He's handsome and kind, and while I've slept with 2 other people, both were before we got together. There's no other potential father for our daughter. We were married already and actively trying for a baby. I never cheated. I never would cheat. I don't know why he took that stupid test because I would never ever cheat, but it came back negative, and now he thinks he's not her dad. I don't know how to convince him that it was a faulty test, and I'm so scared. So just going off that, like, I would just make him get another test, but let's see what they say.
The test could have come out wrong, right?
Yeah. So I would just make him do it again.
But imagine the guy's perspective.
Oh yeah, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck, right? That's the man's worst nightmare.
It's not your kid,
right? Yeah, it's
a
man's worst nightmare.
All right, so these past few months, it's like he's become someone completely different from the man I married. He's cold and suspicious. He kept demanding to see my phone, wouldn't tell me why, and I showed him at first, but eventually told him I wouldn't anymore unless he explained why. He's been distant with our daughter too, which is crazy. He stays in his office for hours on end, and I don't know what he's doing. I did not cheat. He accused me this morning, saying he had done the test after realizing that our daughter's eyes, which are brown, wouldn't naturally come from ours, both blue, and he wanted me to get out of the house. I didn't leave, and he locked me out of our bedroom, and now I'm in my daughter's room. This is terrifying. That is insane.
You know what? There could have, because this happened before. Like I remember reading an article like
with recessive genes and stuff like that.
No, not only that. The baby could have gotten mixed up in the hospital.
Oh, true.
That actually, I saw a couple articles about that.
So it might not even be her baby either.
Exactly.
Maybe
exactly.
not.
I don't know. They didn't do the paternity test with the mom, right?
Not that I know of. So the last thing that she said before the update is, what should I do? Like, okay, so the baby could not be the father's, but she didn't say how they decided to have a baby, but I don't know if you've seen that Netflix documentary.
Which one?
I forget what it's called. It's like Our Father or something like that. But it's
Our Father?
I don't know the actual name of it. But basically, all the people in this town found out that they were all related because the doctor, like, girls were going in.
I did hear about that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I did hear about that. Yes, yes.
Girls were going in to get like inseminated. Yeah,
Yeah, he would put in his
and he was putting his own stuff in there, so that he has like all these kids.
Right.
And no one knows who they're related to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Insane.
All right, so update 1. So the specific advice I want is how I can prove I'm innocent and how to make sure this relationship works. I want to keep my family together at all costs. I think she should go and get a maternity test. What do you think?
100%. Because there's nothing you can do to convince the guy at this point.
Nothing.
Right? Because that's, like I mentioned, it's a man's worst nightmare.
And
you're finally excited to be a father and you find out that it's not your own. That's inside growing into the woman you love. It's the most terrifying experience as a man. So.
Oh my God, I know.
So I think it could have been a possibility where the babies got mixed up in the hospital.
I mean, I've also, like, there's a story from like way back when, but it was in the South, and this white couple, they finally had a baby, and the baby came out black. So the man, like, obviously she's cheated and blah, blah, I'm not the father. He killed her and killed the baby.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Then found out that he had a recessive black gene in him just from like generations ago. So technically he was partially African American, never knew, so that really was his baby.
Oh my God, and then he killed
them both, yeah.
Because he was just enraged.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
All right, so update number 2. My husband was, understandably, distrustful of me for a while, but he apologized for the way he acted, which I didn't need. And he said that he wouldn't try to kick me out of our home. Bravo. Okay. He did say, though, that if every test came back and I cheated, he was going to go scorched earth. We did a few tests. Blood paternity tests for him and me and our daughter, but that got canceled because, well, as some of you guessed it, my daughter is not biologically mine either. So we were right. Yeah, same thing. So I don't know how this happened, but a police officer came to our house, took our statements, and we're suing the hospital where I gave birth. I don't know what happened to my baby, and that is terrifying. I have my husband back, but the whole world was still upended. I wish he'd never taken that stupid test. I've been sleeping in my daughter's room, and I'm so afraid that she's gonna be taken away from me. But at the same time, I wanna know where my biological daughter is, if she's okay, and I pray to God she's okay.
Oh my goodness.
That would be so
scary. It's the
scary.
fucking hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what would you do at that point? Like, would you go get your kid back?
I'd kill the hospital. I'll burn down the hospital. I'll go, you know what? Did you watch The Dark Knight, Batman? How Joker blows up the hospital?
Yeah, that would be you.
Yeah, I'll tell everyone to get out. Get out, okay? And then I'm just gonna
blow it up.
blow it up. Yeah, that's what I do.
But like, what do you do? You've already invested so much into this kid. Like,
you just can't let go.
Yeah.
You can't.
But do you want your real, like, Sean Jr. back, or do you?
Yeah,
like,
I would want both. I want both of them.
You can't just take both. Like,
I know, right? I have to give it away.
One of them to the family.
I'm like, can I keep her though? You know? Yeah.
Like, which one would you prefer to have?
I mean, of course, my biological.
Biological one?
Yeah.
What if they suck?
Huh?
What if they suck?
What do you mean they suck?
What if they suck? What if this kid was like an angel and that kid's like an asshole? Like,
what do you mean?
You didn't raise that kid. I don't know.
Oh God! But it's not like too long though.
I don't know. What if they're like 9?
Oh shit! That's
what if they're like a child, like not like a baby, but like a child?
Yeah, and they're not gonna understand.
Yeah. Like, why do I have to leave? You know?
Fuck. You can't explain it. Like the hospital fucked up, so like you can't really explain that, can you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, would you want to have a relationship with your actual kid or not? I don't know.
Of course, I would want to, because it's my.
It's your
blood.
kid.
It's my kid. So
you guys can be one big blended family. Like, it'd be something to laugh about. Like,
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, how'd you guys get to know each other? Oh, hospital mix up.
We mixed up our kids and now we're all a family. Yeah. Did you hear about that nurse that used to switch the babies?
Do you know the Netflix show?
No. This is like a
separate?
No, yeah, separate thing. It's like a not Netflix, but so there's this dying nurse, and she admitted that she swapped over 5,000 babies.
5,000 babies.
Yeah.
She's going to hell.
Like, why would you do that though?
Hey man, there's crazy people out there, you know.
Like, I'd be pissed. Like, could you imagine?
5,000. How do you even do that?
Just moving them around.
The question we have to ask is, why are you doing that?
I don't know. I feel like it happens more often than we think. Like, we have a friend who's
But she did it on purpose though. It wasn't a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, she probably worked at the hospital he's from. My friend, he's Mexican, but he looks Asian. So we always tell him that, like, you seem like you were switched. He looks nothing like anyone in his family. And we always say he was switched at birth. He does not like to joke about that. But
Oh, shit.
I'm pretty sure this was his nurse. Like, honestly. Like, she said she was doing it just for fun. Like, just shits and giggles. Like, just switching them around.
Yeah, you gotta take her to church, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's about to die, so.
So what happened to her?
Oh, she died. Yeah.
She died, how?
Yeah, she was already dying. Like, she was in, like, that was on her deathbed, like, admitting what.
So she just got the sweet release of death.
She was like, I can finally tell the truth, and then she died.
Me.
Yeah.
Maybe they're one of them. Maybe he's,
Yeah, that's what I said. He might be. Yeah.
All right.
All right. What do you have for me?
This is kind of it's gonna gross people out.
What is it?
The title is, I found out that my 24-year-old boyfriend is breastfed by his mother and grandmother.
And grandmother?
Sucking his mama titties, man, at 24 years old.
And his grandma too?
Oh yeah.
Why does she still got okay,
it should have been past the expiration date, no? You ready? You ready? Are you sure you want to eat? I caught my boyfriend sucking on his mom's boobs one day.
Why are you saying it like that? Disgusting.
His family has no boundaries, so they have openly talked about it. And when we got on the subject, I found out he also does it to his grandma.
How old are they? How old are they?
They're pretty old, I guess.
Not the mom and the grandma, like the couple.
Well, he's 24, so I guess, I was flat out disgusted.
Yeah.
No shit. I'll repeat, he is 24, so he's a year younger than me. But knowing his past and his mom's, I realized he probably wasn't aware how completely wrong that was. That basically his mom has been verbally and physically, sexually abusing him
this whole
in a
life.
mild nature compared to other forms, all his life. So I tried having a conversation about him. I tried having a conversation with him about the fact that boobs aren't sexual, but they're there to provide food for our kids. Once our kids no longer need food and they grow up, there are boundaries that need to be respected. He didn't quite understand and just said it was just something normal within his family, and had to explain that just because it's normal doesn't mean it's right.
And everyone's just letting him do this like it's okay?
Sucking his mama titties, man.
Sucking his mama's titties.
That was 6 months ago, and I thought that had stopped until his little brother told me that he did it again on Sunday. Well, now I'm just disgusted, not only by him, but by his mother, grandmother, who have basically led him to believe it's normal. As a woman, I can tell you that there's no way she doesn't feel some type of pleasure from him sucking her on her boobs. There's no way.
For 24 years.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure what he gets out of it. And what disgusts me, I want to help him, but at the same time, I think I should end the relationship before anything else happens. I can't even think about having kids with him.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared for their future.
That's what was going to be my next thing. Like, if they have kids, he's going to be sucking his grandma's titties.
I want to offer him therapy for him because I have loved him and want to help him. But at the same time, I don't want to make it my problem. What the fuck do I do?
Leave his ass. Run.
Yeah.
We talked about people having a past.
Now, this is worse.
What if you find out?
This is worse, right? Hey, okay, let's say we're on a date, for example.
Okay.
Yo, you know what I like to do?
What do you like to do?
Sucking on my mama titties.
I'd be like,
what would you say?
I would think you were joking. I would think you were fucking with me.
And you're like, try laughing. You're joking, right?
Yeah.
You try saying that. Oh, you're joking.
Oh, you're joking, right?
No.
You're like, Dad, you want to go to my house and like get some?
Yeah. It tastes good.
I would not talk to you ever again. I probably could.
So, do you think that the parents are in the wrong or he's in the wrong?
I think the parents are in the wrong because, she obviously was manipulating him as a child growing up, but at some point, you learn and you realize that what's happening is wrong, and you need to stop that. So I think it's on both of them. It's like a weird, fucked up family thing.
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah. He's old enough to know what's right and wrong. He's 24.
You're 24 years old. You know this is wrong. No one else is doing this. It's weird.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. But if this happened, like let's say that happened to you, would you run away or would you actually help him in that situation?
I would let him know it was wrong. And that he needs to distance himself from his family.
Okay, so it's up to him. If he does change, then I'll be with you. If you don't, then we can't.
If you want to stay in this environment, no, there's no way we're dating each other. I don't know. Out of the stories that we've heard, like, what do you think is the worst one?
This one.
This is the worst one for you?
Sucking on mama titties, man.
Over the cousin?
Yes.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, come on. Come on.
It's still, it's your cousin's titties, like
Oh. But, okay, so here's the update.
It's the
Here's
mom in the ground. All right, good.
So here's what happened. There's an update story. Hello, I am the girl with the 24 boyfriend who still sucks on his mom's titties. I just want to say I left him today, y'all.
Good job. Oh, it's in the south.
So
it's in the south.
Sorry,
okay.
I'm so awkward using the word y'all, please. Understand? Although I thought I'll be proud of myself, it actually kind of hurts. Every ounce of me wants to run back. I think because of the feeling of rejection or being alone. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to stick through it. I'm going to fight through the pain. I write this as I start my hour drive to my mom's house to live on her couch and basically reroute my life all over again. You know, I'm making $20 an hour living the shitty Miami economy. Shitty Miami economy, so I can't move out just yet. But I'm gonna save up. Any advice for me that I can look back for on those times I want to text him or call him? It would be very appreciated.
They would literally have to have like a whole family sit down, and I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with, like, this has to stop.
You can't change him.
You can't change it. This has been going on for 24 years.
Yeah, you can't change that.
And especially if the grandma's in on it too, like.
Yeah. He grew up knowing that it's like, for us, it's normal to wake up in the morning and brush our teeth, right?
And for them, it's
normal
like. This,
for us, right?
Yeah.
And someone tells you, oh, it's wrong. You're like, no, it's not.
Because you grew up, you know, this is what I do.
Maybe if he stopped at a certain age when he was young, it's doable. But like at this point,
at this point, this is part of his like everyday life. I'm just surprised that they're still producing milk. That's crazy.
Yeah. So there was something that similar happened. There's an article.
More people are doing this?
Yeah, apparently. So the article title is, I'm a wedding makeup artist and my bride almost walked out on her big day after finding the groom being breastfed by his mother.
Is this really a thing? Was this also in Miami?
So but the difference is, in this story, it was she found out on the fucking wedding day.
I think that would kill my wedding, honestly.
Yeah, imagine that.
But like, do you tell the like the guests why you are calling off the wedding?
Today we have to cancel the wedding because the bride found out that the groom is still sucking on his mama titties. Thank you for coming.
I feel like people would not even believe you, but like, I don't know, at some point these men have to realize, obviously another grown man, you have to realize this ain't normal, this ain't right.
No, it's just crazy is what it is.
No, I would, no. All right, yeah, okay, so on that note, that's enough for me.
I think that's enough
for enough for me, yeah.
I think our brain is, after that mama titty one, I think our brain is
I feel like I'm not going to look at people the same. Like when I'm walking down the street and I see people, I'm like, I wonder if he sucked his mama's titties.
Oh, no.
I wonder if they're cousins.
Yeah,
like,
we're traumatized now.
I'm traumatized. Thank you for traumatizing me
We're
today.
both traumatized.
Yeah, so. Trauma bros. But all right, guys, so that was our first episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got 4 super unhinged stories. So if you guys like this video,
please like and subscribe, and please comment below.
Please. And if you have any unhinged stories, drop them down below too.
Yeah, maybe we react to the comments.
Yeah. All right, see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.